Another Brick fan will look at the 2021 Advent calendars. This is day 7. This year I'm reviewing four of the 5 Advent calendars: City, Star Wars, Avengers, and Harry Potter. Let's take a quick look at what we got yesterday. So from City, we got this police car with the handcuffs attached to the back. From Star Wars, it was an Imperial troop transport. From Avengers, it's this table with a glass and a cheeseburger on it. And from Harry Potter, we got Dudley Dursley in his pajamas. Let's go ahead and get our builds done for day 7. Here we have the City Advent calendar, and let's take a look at day 7, which is down here in the far left corner. And once again, we have another minifigure, and this looks like a girl who's also got a hockey stick. Here is our second minifigure, and judging by the alternate expression here, this is a criminal. And I was looking at the names that it came with, and this is probably Shirley Keeper, although it may be Big Betty. I'm not as familiar with the City characters, but we will double check that. She can play with a police officer we got here in day 5. And once again, she has the white hockey stick and the silver skates. Should put that on backwards. There you go, silver skates and the hockey stick, along with the jewel here. So let's go ahead and move on to our next Advent calendar. Coming up on day 7, here for the Star Wars Advent calendar, down here in the corner. And opening that up, it looks like a snow speeder done in sand blue. Or not a snow speeder, a land speeder. Here is our blue land speeder. I think it turned out pretty good. It's long. It's a little longer than I would have expected. I think overall they got the effect pretty well done with the 3 engines here, of course. And then the sand blue, which is one of my favorite colors. I always like the way the sand blue and the sand green are both really good colors in Lego. This does turn on the top, so the engine doesn't really stay in place, but just a minor complaint. For a micro-scale vehicle, I think this looks really good as a land speeder. Let's go ahead and move on to our next Advent calendar. Here we have the Avengers Advent calendar, and we're looking at day 7 down here on the bottom row. And it looks like we have Spider-Man. Here we have Spider-Man. It looks like he's carrying a couple of different style mugs. This one has like a cinnamon stick or maybe a churro or something stuck into it. Maybe this is used to represent, a pitcher or a thermos. Has his stuff in it. Interesting that choice of colors here with the yellow and the teal. Looks like a spider logo maybe here. So it looks to me like Spider-Man is wearing his own merch, which is kind of interesting, but overall a nice little Spider-Man figure. Let's move on to the next Advent calendar. Here is our final Advent calendar. This is the Harry Potter Advent calendar. We're looking for day 7, which is down here in the 4th row. And it looks like we have a signpost. And as you can see, this is a signpost for the Leaky Cauldron. Very simple, just a nice satellite dish type base, and then these different rods, and then a nice printed piece here for the sign of the Leaky Cauldron. That's our last build for day 7, so let's go back and recap these builds. Here are the builds from day 7. So starting with City, we have Big Betty, who's actually a crook, but she looks like she's set up to play hockey with Sam Grizzled, who we got on day 5. From Star Wars, we got this nice land speeder in the sand blue, which is a little different than the one we normally see from Luke Skywalker, which was more of a tan. From the Avengers, we end up with Spider-Man. He's got, I think I would call that a churro, but maybe it's a very large cinnamon stick. And then I think this piece here is to represent like a thermos of hot chocolate. And then from Harry Potter, we got this really nice leaky cauldron sign. So you can see this really good printed banner here for the leaky cauldron. These are the builds for day 7 of our 2021 Advent calendars. Hope you'll join me tomorrow for day 8. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to see more of my content. I've left a link to several of my review playlists up here on the screen.